Shiba Inu on the way of correction recently. A sense of skepticism is present. Signals from analysts are dropping. There is a complete reset taking place for Shiba Inu. Coinbase is about to do something significant. This has the potential to propel Shiba Inu to new heights. But many continue to wonder. Days have passed in complete stillness. What is going on, and what exactly am I talking about? Alright, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Please note that by the time you see this video, some rates may have changed. Financial advice is not included in this video. The day Shiba Inu owners were hoping for isn't quite here. The cost remains in the red. Additionally, it is having difficulty escaping this difficult period, even with some efforts to surge higher. Additionally, the charts don't seem very encouraging, displaying hints of hesitancy rather than a robust recovery. It seems as if Shiba Inu is attempting to up a hill but keeps slipping back down before getting to the summit. Despite all of this price volatility, investors remain nervous. There is so much fear that some people are choosing to sell their jobs. As they crawl out, the bears are bringing hatred to the neighborhood. This kind of pricing activity has even placed Shiba Inu in an odd and uncertain situation, according to one expert. He claims that while examining the price chart, it is difficult to find anything encouraging to say. The one bright spot. This negative trend will not continue indefinitely. The quicker Shiba Inu gets over this difficult area, the sooner it will cross it. However, at the moment, things seem precarious and ominous trends are emerging on the charts as cryptocurrency values continue to decline. This also applies to Shiba Inu. A death cross, which often indicates further negative momentum ahead, was really very nearly formed lately. Additionally, since this is occurring on the daily graph, the effects may be long-lasting. Recently, Shiba Inu has already seen a significant decline in value, although the death cross hasn't even completely developed yet. The market may be anticipating a further decline before it even occurs. The good news is that this pattern may not represent the beginning of a larger collapse when it does eventually emerge. In fact, it may signal the start of the breakdown of this downward trend. Right now, there aren't many possible outcomes. Shiba Inu is either continuing to decline or the next major support level will be much lower than the current one. Or, until a breakthrough occurs, it becomes trapped in a narrow range, alternating between two price levels. The course of events will be determined by what happens next. Hold on, however, for there may be some positive news for Shiba Inu. Despite how unsettling it may sound, this price reduction may really be advantageous. Rather than being an indication of future problems, it might be the moment of reset that we have been waiting for. According to one expert, Shiba Inu has at last hit a level that may provide a solid basis for a genuine price turnaround. The price behavior after the death cross is indicating that the bottom may be close. Even a pattern that traders often see as a possible turning point is beginning to emerge. But before you get too thrilled, remember to look at the whole picture. The fact that Shiba Inu is maintaining a critical support level is encouraging. However, further purchasing pressure is required for a true recovery to occur. As of right present, the market seems to be unsettled, and a rebound might be weak if bulls don't press hard. That's why it's important to keep vigilant. The next significant move for Shiba Inu is still uncertain until the market as a whole takes a definite direction. What is really happening, however, is probably what you're wondering. This drop has been pulling Shiba Inu down for days. Who is responsible? Additionally, the remainder of the cryptocurrency market, including Shiba Inu, often follows when Bitcoin falters. This is when things start to get interesting. Not a single analyst is concerned. In fact, despite the current bleak outlook, he is sure that Bitcoin is on its way to a meteoric price of approximately $500,000. He claims that there has been a radical shift in the market's customer demographic. Before hedge funds entered the market, it was mostly made up of regular traders. Now banks and even whole countries are beginning to step in. Serious, long-term investors may be preparing to make a large investment, and it may cause a stir in the whole cryptocurrency market if that occurs. What does this signify, therefore, for Shiba Inu? Overall market confidence may improve if Bitcoin begins to rebound and high-profile investors continue to pour money into the market. When that occurs, Shiba Inu may at last regain its impetus, but for the time being, things are still unclear, so it would be best to exercise patience. Here's the worst part. There's some amazing news that could potentially be significant for Shiba Inu. According to ongoing reports, Coinbase may soon be included in one of the largest conventional market indexes. And if that occurs, it may cause a stir in the whole cryptocurrency industry. One expert, however, believes there is still a lot of space for it to rise much more. He just raised his price objective for Coinbase stock because he anticipates even more growth soon. Given this, there's a good probability Coinbase will be listed in a major stock market index this year. In order to be eligible, a business must have U.S. headquarters valued at more than tens of billions of dollars and demonstrate steady earnings over the previous 12 months. You know what? All of those criteria are met by Coinbase. This might result in a surge of fresh investors into the cryptocurrency market. Prestigious institutions that may not have previously thought about cryptocurrency. Just this may be a big issue for Shiba Inu and provide them the motivation they need to achieve greater things. Should Coinbase be included into a significant stock market index? More exposure to conventional investors, large institutions, hedge funds, and even regular stock traders who may not have previously given cryptocurrency any thought would result from it. Furthermore, Shiba Inu and other assets listed on Coinbase may be the first to be affected as new funds begin to pour into the site. That's even more important now. Shiba Inu owners already use Coinbase in large numbers. Since it's one of the most popular sites for purchasing and selling Shiba Inu, interest in meme currencies may increase if Coinbase receives a large influx of fresh investors from the stock market. Here's the worst part. A Shiba Inu meme coin isn't just any meme. It has a devoted following of supporters who are optimistic about its future, a strong community, and practical use cases. Shiba Inu is likely to be encountered by novice investors when they begin to investigate the cryptocurrency market via Coinbase. For those wishing to dabble with cryptocurrency, its affordable entry fee, vibrant community, and continuous growth may make it a compelling option. It might create significant momentum and drive the price of Shiba Inu to heights we haven't seen in a long time if enough new money comes in. The implications for Shiba Inu might be enormous, even if this may first seem to be a Coinbase tale. Shiba Inu may be among the largest winners if investors from the regular market begin to invest in cryptocurrencies. This is where it gets insane. There is no sign of Kusama in the midst of all of this. No news, no updates, no partnerships, nothing lately. Additionally, you would imagine that developers would be taking charge, comforting the community, and keeping everyone updated given the market's uncertainties. Silence instead. This has sparked a lot of conjecture. People are beginning to pose difficult questions. Did they leave us? Did they give up on Shiba Inu? This is precisely the time for the team to step up, as prices are suffering and anxiety is beginning to seep in. They're so quiet, however, and it's making everybody even more anxious. But wait, what if there's really something significant about this silence? What if, behind the scenes, they're working on something enormous? When no one anticipated the UAE agreement, did they suddenly announce that massive partnership, or are they preparing for yet another big surprise? A groundbreaking partnership, an invention that changes everything? In such scenario, this may be the quiet before the storm. Positively, a significant news can cause the price of Shiba Inu to surge, perhaps reaching a new all-time high. Naturally, it's all conjecture at this time, but that's precisely why we must be vigilant. A crazy trip might be in store for us if the developers are up to something. The Shiba Inu community, however, is one thing that is always certain. Shiba Inu soldiers remain together and more powerful than ever, regardless of the sacrifice. They have lately shown their invincibility once again. In spite of the market's pessimism, Shiba Inu burns have increased dramatically. Numerous transactions contributed to the total, but one of the largest single burns destroyed a significant portion of the tokens. This just serves to highlight how devoted the Shiba Inu community is. In times of panic and low prices, they are nevertheless making every effort to limit the amount of supplies in circulation and promote long-term growth. And history has shown that such a rise in burn rates often indicates the possibility of a major event. Therefore, even if the market may be unstable at the moment, the Shiba Inu community is making one factor very plain. They have no plans to back down anytime soon. But how do you feel about this? Post a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.